After following the WNBA for the last 8 months, Rob and I are both wondering, is it possible to praise Caitlin Clark without mentioning JuJu Watkins, Paige Beckers, A'ja Wilson, and Angel Reese? Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so with the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, as most Caitlin Clark fans know and are annoyed by, every time Caitlin Clark gets mentioned in terms of, one, how good she is, and more importantly, how much she contributed to the success of college basketball in the WNBA, within a half a sentence, people have to bring other people up. And most often, it's Angel Reese, A'ja Wilson, past WNBA players. And even when they do talk about that, they're trying to replace her with JuJu Watkins and Paige Beckers. So this happened again, which happens all the time. This was a podcast that Ken Swift on X posted an excerpt from it. And these two women named Gigi and Madeline locked on women's basketball. And Gigi asked Madeline, is there anything missing this season in college basketball that was there from last season? Now, keep in mind, they were talking about college basketball and who might win the title this year. And she said, obviously, Caitlin. And then, of course, she said, well, then there's other players up there in her star tier. Now, I want to stop right there because there is no one in Caitlin Clark's star tier in terms of popularity, maybe in ability, but not in popularity. It's not even close in the WNBA. It's not even close in women's college basketball. It's not even close, actually, any other athlete in the country right now. She's the most popular athlete in the country right now. But in terms of women's basketball, it's not even close. It's like fivefold more popular.
Right. I mean, they could say like Angel Reese because of her social media, but that's still even with Angel Reese's social media, she's still not even close to the popularity of.
Attendance and TV viewership was way different, Rob, between the two of them.
Right.
Caitlin Clark was almost fivefold over Angel Reese in terms of how much she increased attendance, and viewership was like 4 times more. So it wasn't even close. The only time Angel Reese got high ratings and TV viewership was when she played Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, right.
So there is no star tier the same. Paige Beckers and JuJu Watkins aren't close to being as popular as Caitlin Clark. And we'll see how popular they are come the NCAA tournament. But this year, it's going to be more popular naturally because of the overflow from the last 2 years of Caitlin Clark making college women's basketball popular. So we're not even sure how that is. But then they went on, Rob, and they also had to mention Angel Reese. So they said Caitlin Clark, contributed to the success of the league, but there was also Angel Reese, who's always put in there. And then the other woman said, even though they were talking about college basketball, she said, oh, and I was thinking about the past players of the WNBA. What does that have to do with college basketball? It's past players of the WNBA. She goes, yeah, they contribute. They're not missing from college basketball. Your past players of the WNBA in terms of making everything popular in college. It's just they just got to throw people in there, Rob. They just have to throw other people in, as many as they can, to show that it's not just about. In fact, she said that it's not just about Caitlin Clark. That was the last thing she said.
Geez, Mark, what if I heard that before? It's just not about Caitlin Clark.
Almost everybody is not a Caitlin Clark fan.
I've heard that somewhere. Jeez.
It's continual, Rob. Just everybody connected with the WNBA and fans of the WNBA who aren't big Caitlin Clark fans are just repeating this. It's almost like they have a script. They definitely have an agenda, and they have a script. On ESPN, certain people on X, podcasters on YouTube, WNBA website on X, and even the commissioner of the league, who you would think would want to promote Caitlin Clark more than anyone, because that would make the league a lot of money, which would make the owners happy, which makes the fact that they're going to rehire her. But no, the marketing guy, no.
I mean, and then plus, Mark, any of the awards that she has won this year, and the most recent one with Female Athlete of the Year, they still have to include the WNBA players. Yeah.
Why didn't somebody else win it, Rob? Why didn't they share it? Why didn't they put it on the cover? Why didn't she get it back to someone who truly deserves it? There's all sorts of things that have been said by wackos, but it's not stopping. I am wondering whether it will ever stop. In fact, it may get worse, Rob, as I think I said previously in a video, if she gets the MVP and wins a championship in the same year. What I find interesting is the comments down below, because these are all people who are feeling the same way we are. And one comment by a guy named Dodgers 2024 WSC on their video of these two women on YouTube. This was not from the excerpt on X. He made a really intelligent comment, and he said, what the WNBA media doesn't understand is that the vast majority of CC fans are open and happy to learn about the other players. But when you constantly make it preachy and condescending and use it to discredit or diminish CC's accomplishment, it has the opposite effect. It's a huge turnoff. They don't get that part, Rob. They think they can promote other people non-organically, and for some reason that concept does not get through their heads, even though all of sports history tells you otherwise.
To say that, what was it? One person said that Angel Reese made Caitlin Clark.
Oh yeah,
that's the reason why she is popular, because of Angel Reese
on YouTube comments.
Yeah.
So the first comment down below, and this was from a black female, so I was glad to see this. I don't know when they're going to get that they aren't God and they can't tell anyone who to like or watch. The people chose Caitlin Clark. That's what it is. Move on and cry about it somewhere else.
Exactly.
That's literally the type of comments that people are making underneath these videos every time they have to bring other people into it. I don't remember when they asked David Stern about the popularity of Michael Jordan and the greatness of Michael Jordan, that he went through the whole history of the NBA. Yeah, and he didn't mention Bird and Magic every time the question came up. When are they going to ask a question about Caitlin Clark, either her greatness or her popularity, and they actually answer the question with not bringing other people in? Is it possible? I'm serious about this. Is it humanly possible for people to do that right now, other than big Caitlin Clark fans?
Right, Mark. Using your lawyer, logic. Just answer the question. We don't need to. I can just see you. Just like no. Just answer the question. I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, not about that. Answer the question I just asked you.
Here's another good comment. I promise you, you can talk about CC without mentioning other players. No other sport is like this. I'll never understand why the W behaves this way. This is exactly what people are saying. They don't understand that people are not stupid and they're offended by this and they can see it. And they're not convincing Caitlin Clark fans that she's not, the reason that the WNBA and college basketball really exploded this year. They're not going to convince us, no matter how many times they repeat this script and agenda. We know it was 90% of Caitlin Clark.
No matter how much you throw out the stats and you see what the effect that she had on the game, no matter what, they're still stuck, like you said, in that script of like, we can't just focus on the league and one person in the league. We have to include everybody else. We can't just focus on that one person because they'll be jealous. And so what? Who cares?
Right. Well, they've already admitted they're jealous. The owner actually said that of the Mystics. Johnson admitted that they're jealous because they said we can't just mention one person because players will get jealous. So they denied all year that it was because they were jealous of Caitlin Clark. And then at the end of the year, when she got awards, they go, well, we can't just give her awards. We're jealous. I thought that was great. Here's one more great comment, Rob. Damn. I hope the day comes when someone can ask what they think directly about Caitlin and then answer just talking about Caitlin. We don't see it happen with LeBron, where they need to mention Melo, D Wade in the draft class, or even legends like Magic, MJ, Kareem when asked about his impact on the game, etc.
Right.
Common sense. This is common sense stuff, Rob.
Oh, it's very simple. Very simple, Mark. It's just simple.
So it's crazy that I'm just wondering whether, like he said, will this ever happen? And do we always have to mention those four players and then some great players in the past too? No, we just every time we mention Clay, no, it's not just her; it's these other players too.
I know. By the by,
I actually, it's kind of funny to be quite honest that these people are so delusional that they think a non-organic growth is going to happen for these other four people, when it's really not going to happen. It happened with Caitlin organically. It happens with every athlete organically. If there's a non-organic promotion of an athlete and the fans don't take to the person, for instance, they're not good enough or they're not exciting, the popularity of that person goes down very quickly. So This organic growth, it's gonna stick because Caitlin Clark's ability, her ability to improve, which we saw throughout the WNBA season, and her whole college career, she was better every year, and her popularity, which gets more popular every year. And God forbid, if she gets the MVP and wins the WNBA title in the same year, her popularity will explode even more, which would be good for the WNBA, but they don't realize that.
Yeah, they're too busy being too petty, and how much money she's going to make them.
It'll make everybody a lot more money, but they don't want it to happen. That's the funny thing about it. They complain about their salaries, and they're holding back the one thing that can make their salaries better. It's just amazing.
That's very weird psychology. Yeah, it's very strange.
Let us know what you think. Do you think this will ever end? Do you think they can answer a question without mentioning other people, especially those 4 people? And if you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your family and friends and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? You don't have to mention other people when you subscribe. You don't have to know the whole history of our channel. You just subscribe. It's easy. Make Rob happy. And when you do, hit the notification bell so you get notified of our next videos. And if you want, you can talk about all this on our live show. Rob and I will both be there on Monday. It's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. You can call in, so it's pretty cool. And guess what? If you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal. Just think of it as a Christmas present. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.